Hello everyone, and welcome to this long-awaited review of ANA's Boeing 787 economy product, flying from Perth to Tokyo. This flight was a daily 10-hour flight which I took in September of 2019. Will ANA's renowned service live up to the reviews, or will I find myself struggling to say anything good about the flight? We'll find out in this comprehensive review, so sit back and enjoy the video. As usual, this review is starting off at the Perth International Terminal. After checking in, I headed up to the observation deck to get a view of the aircraft which I'll be flying on tonight, which happens to be JA805A, which is a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner delivered to ANA in December of 2011. After getting through security, I waited for an hour or so in the departure area, which I spent plane spotting and taking photos. Anyways, after a while boarding started, which is called in groups depending on your seat, and due to my seat being towards the rear of the plane, we were boarding group C. Here is a glimpse of ANA's business class suites, which I unfortunately won't be flying on tonight. However, maybe one day. And here is my seat, which is 28A. Unfortunately, this seat doesn't have a window, which was a shame, so if you like having a window to look out of, I would recommend booking in another row. Something that I noticed straight away with this seat was the amount of legroom this seat offers. It's really good, and this was awesome on this 10-hour long journey. As usual, the amenities included are a pillow, blanket, and a pair of headphones, which I didn't use.
Welcome on board.
Here is the safety video, which is Kabuki themed. However, I don't think this is on any more ANA flights.
Safety instructions.
Gentlemen, we are now ready for takeoff. Please make sure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. Thank you.
As this was a night flight, shortly after takeoff menu cards were handed out for the dinner selection. The meal choices on board were chicken curry or seafood with saffron rice, and I chose the chicken curry. And here is the meal itself, which includes salad, cheese and crackers, water and some other small side dishes on the main meal. Time for the meal reveal. After opening this up, I must say, it does look very appetizing. The meal is very well balanced, with half rice, half curry, and some broccoli. Even though I didn't use them, here is the cutlery, which is actually metal, which is a nice touch since most airlines use plastic cutlery. Other than the water included with the meal, you can also order a drink of your choice, and mine was Coke. Anyways, now it's time to dig into the meal. As you can see by my hand's expression, it was a really tasty meal, and I think that it might even be tied with Qantas's slow roasted beef cheeks on the Perth to Singapore route. And that was an excellent meal. Now time to move on to some of the side dishes. Here is the first side dish, which from memory was a couscous and salmon salad. The salmon was pretty salty, but it overall still tasted pretty good. Now I don't actually remember what this meal was, and I've lost all the footage for it, but I remember it being very average, so it doesn't matter too much, I guess. Anyways, after that, it's time to review some of the snacks included with this meal. The first one being cheese and crackers. And that tasted just how I'd expected it, which, I'm not complaining, it's cheese and crackers, so it was pretty good. In the other packet was some osembe, or crackers, which tasted pretty good, and I snacked on them for a little bit before having dessert. Speaking of dessert, here it is. It's Haagen-Dazs Belgian chocolate ice cream, and because it's on a plane, of course it's frozen rock solid. Of course, the rock solid part doesn't affect how patient I am, and I started trying to get some off with my spoon, which as you can see, didn't go too successfully. As you can see, I did get some off and ate it, and of course it tasted awesome. However, I think this might be due to the fact that it's ice cream, and soon after this, my meal was collected. Here is a more in-depth look at the seat and some of its features. The recline was pretty standard for economy class, but this wasn't too much of an issue as the legroom made up for it. Other features include an adjustable headrest, a light, individual air vents, and this very useful universal power point which I use to charge my main camera's battery. Let's take a look in the seat pocket. Here is a card for in-flight Wi-Fi, which seems reasonably priced, although I don't buy Wi-Fi on planes, so I don't pay attention. Then, after that, there is a duty-free shopping catalogue for things you can buy during the flight. And this is the entertainment that's provided on the flight. The screen in front of you is touchscreen, has a decent response, has a headphone jack that you can plug any normal headphones into, as well as a USB port, which I use to charge my phone. The screen itself is quite good and has a decent selection of content, which we'll get to in a bit. I didn't film it, but before sleeping I watched two movies, Shazam and Elise, both of which were quite good. Anyways, I spent quite a bit of time on the sky map as well, especially towards the end of the flight when it was light outside. Here are some of the movies which we could watch. As you can see, there's lots of variety and features movies from all around the world, although there wasn't too many options in any one category. With this flight being 10 hours long, it meant that at some point I'd have to use the bathroom. This bathroom was quite tidy, however nothing too out of the ordinary. With everyone on the plane starting to wake up, the cabin crew came around with this box, which was breakfast. It consisted of a yogurt, a croissant, and some sliced green apples. Let's start off with the green apple. It was unusually sour and I wasn't expecting it, however it wasn't too bad, I guess. The croissant was my least favourite part of this breakfast. It was quite dry, and I never was a croissant person to begin with, so this just wasn't that great. Next up's the mango yogurt. This was the highlight of the breakfast, for me at least, and I usually like mango yogurt, so there's not many surprises here. Something that I forgot to mention was the fact that there's books and magazines to take at the back of the cabin. You have to return them, however you can read them on the flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we expect to arrive at Narita International Airport in about 60 minutes.
Something which I think many people can agree on is how terrible the 787 windows are. If you haven't flown on one, they take about 3 business days to fully darken, and the same goes for fully brightening them. The cabin crew can also lock them, although I don't remember them doing that on this flight. Anyways, this is the descent into Narita. I hope you enjoy it. However, stay around for the end of the video for the verdict.
into Japan. If you have any meat products or have visited places.
And that concludes my experience on board the ANA 787-8. Overall, the combination of great food, good entertainment, and the spaciousness of the seat gave this flight a 9.5 out of 10 for me, and I think this was the best flight that I've ever actually been on. So, of course, with that, I'd recommend ANA to anyone that's thinking of travelling on them. Not that that's a real possibility with COVID and everything. Anyways, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment down below. And do you guys want me to do some like vlog style content or something next time I'm in Japan? Let me know, as it really makes the video do better, which could really help me out. Thanks.
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
はい。ありがとうございました。